Daniel 10. It's amazing to me how I read through the Bible, and yet when I read this chapter again, it feels like I've never read this before. So the previous time that I read through it, I probably wasn't paying attention or something, because this time it feels like this is the first time that I read this this chapter. So what happened was, during the third year of Cyrus, Daniel had a vision, and the message, it concerned a great conflict, and the conflict was later described to be between this angel, this glorious man, this angel of God, versus the like saints side, who are called the Prince of Persia. And so there's this spiritual warfare that is going, and this glorious man was actually sent to Daniel the moment that he wanted to understand a certain vision, and he set his heart to do that. And so God sent him to explain to Daniel these. But then he met this Prince of Persia, and then they opposed each other for like 21 days. And during this time, so 21 days is 3 weeks. And during this time, Daniel fasted and continued to seek God for an answer. And then Michael the archangel came, helped this glorious man. He was able to overcome the Prince of Persia, the evil spirit, and then he came to Daniel here to explain this to him. So this is what he meant by the great conflict. And then he then understood the message and had an understanding of the vision. I like totally escaped me that this was written in scripture, but it is. And then so he was mourning for 3 entire week. We don't know the reason for his mourning, and in the study Bible, it actually said that in the first year of the reign of Cyrus, then Cyrus issued a decree allowing the Jews to return to the homeland. However, fewer than 50,000 acted on it. And so Daniel was and then so the Jews usually anointed themselves with ointment when they went out in a joyous frame of mind. However, Daniel did not anoint his body or leave his home for 3 weeks, but instead fasted and prayed, probably for his people. So we don't know why he was mourning, but something caused him to be really like he wanted to know an answer to a vision. And then so he was at the Tigris River with some men, but then like they actually felt something, like they felt like something. Only Daniel saw the vision. The men who were with him did not see it, but a great fear fell on them anyways, and then they ran to hide themselves. So when we have like certain fear, we can sense a spiritual, like whether it be an awesome, majestic angel that is there, a vision, showing someone else a vision, or a very like a evil force that we don't want to deal with. So we can sense all of that, even though we can't see it with our eyes, but we have that spiritual sensation, like that sense of the spiritual world. And so this man explained what I just told you, and then he Daniel, the thing that stood out to me is like twice in here, Daniel kind of like felt weak, and like he was afraid, but then this angel said that he is a greatly favored one, or greatly treasured one. And similar to the previous chapter where he was a favored man, a beloved man, this one he said it multiple times that Daniel was a treasure. You who are treasured. And then he felt strengthened by this glorious this angel with a human appearance. And then and so he will then tell Daniel what is recorded in the writing of truth, and yet there is no one who stands firmly with him against these forces except Michael, your prince. So that's very interesting about this. So there is like Michael is considered a prince on God's side. The prince of Persia is considered a prince, but on the opposing side, the saint side, and this person, for some, or this angel, don't know why, there is no one who stands firmly with him against these forces except for Michael. So there's just a lot of things that are in the spiritual realm that we don't know of. And then there's a vision and anguish that came upon Daniel, and he has retained no strength. So there's another vision. I don't know what the vision was pertaining, that Daniel sought to understand, that caused him anguish. And then it's like this angel, he has been left there with the kings of Persia. So there's kings of Persia, prince of Persia, they're all referring to, and it sounds like multiple people. And so it sounds like he was with some group, and then they left him to fight alone until Michael came. It sounds like there's just this shifting of allegiance. And so, but yeah, right here. So from the first day that you set your heart on understanding and on humbling yourself before your God, your words were heard. So seek to understand, what is it, a vision? Is it something else? There's just so many, like so much that is not told. There's so many, but I think the things to take away from it is there is a spiritual battle. We are in a spiritual battle, and we can be on the side of God, or we can be on the other side. And we want to be someone like Daniel on the side of God and our prayer. And this is what actually the study Bible like emphasize, that our prayer is very important. And then that we are also treasured. God looks at us, God looks at his children and say, you who are treasured, we are treasured. And those are just things that is important to me, or stood out to me as I read this. But like I said, just this chapter, there's so many things that you don't know by reading this chapter.